Hi, good morning. My name is Ann Williams, and I serve as Secretary to the Texas Caucus of Black School Board Members. I am also a school board member to Alief Independent School District. The purpose of this video recording is to share information concerning the caucus survey. I'd like to give quick background. During our March meeting, we held discussions regarding what it is that we believe that members would like. As the situation with COVID occurred, we were anticipating having virtual meetings, but we did not know how our members would feel about it. So as a result of that conversation, it was determined that we would send out a survey to get feedback. Let me share with you my screen for a moment, some of the information that came out of the survey. The committee met, or the board, e-board met on May the 11th. They gave their stamp of approval for us to move forward with the survey. And just to share the screen for a moment, I want to share that the committee did have an opportunity to meet. And when the committee met, we came up with four main goals. One was to clarify the intent of the survey and make it very clear. The other was to determine the intent of the audience. The third was what decisions will be made and on relevant questions to pose and the type of survey. As a result of that, we came up with the purpose of the survey was to retain feedback for three reasons. One, to determine if the members would participate in virtual trainings, which post that conversation, most of the caucus members did participate. The other was to determine what were the caucus needs. And the third one was to find out the different skill levels that we had of members who participated. As you can see, this committee was built of 5 different individuals. We did create questions. We wanted to make sure that they were research-based questions to obtain the correct responses from them. And it was finally determined that we would go with a Google form. I'm going to stop sharing for a moment. I would like to begin sharing the results of the survey, but prior to sharing those results, I would like to provide some background on the communications and the expectations out of the survey. The survey was sent through our tool in which we commonly use, which is through MailChimp. We have approximately 385 subscribers to the social media tool. Of those 385, we have approximately 100 that are consistent responders through that tool. As we sent out the survey, there was approximately 85 individuals, according to MailChimp, who actually clicked on the document that was sent to them through MailChimp. They clicked on it, they reviewed it. Of those 85, only 38 attempted to complete the survey, but the final results showed that a total of 27 individuals did complete it. Now, the reason why that's important to share is because from a person who looks at data, you want to know, did you obtain a good evidence of what it is that you found. So when you think about it, you have 380 individuals and only 85 responded, some would probably frown upon that. But according to MailChimp, we have a respondent rate of approximately 38%, and that's what we was expecting. We did not hit that mark. We was short by 10 individuals, but because we did get the 27, we wanted to utilize that information in helping us to make decisions. Those decisions which we will be discussing more in during our retreat. Now I'd like to share our next slide with you. What it is I'm going to share at this time is the information on the survey, the layout, and the results. Okay. In sharing the survey, you noticed that it was a anonymous survey that was sent out based upon age, sex, ethnicity, associations, and so forth. We'll get into the details of the questions, but just this is just to give you a quick overview of what the survey looked like as it was sent to members. To get down into the data, as I stated, it was 27 individuals who responded. And we would see immediately in that responses of the 27 that the majority of those that participated were between the ages of 45 and 65. We did have a few that were under the age of 45, but based upon the percentage, you would note that the ages of 45 to 65 were the individuals who participated. As we look at the sex, we noticed that there was a little more female than male, but it was nearly 50-50%. So that's pretty unique to get that type of turnout. Under the ethnicity, the committee thought it was important to find if any associates or other individuals were responding to the survey. But as we note here, there was 100% African American participation or responses. As we move down further, we note that over 80% of the responses came from actual members of the organization. A few of the other individuals were just educators that participated or administrators that also participated, because we do know that we have some superintendents who might be participants or members to the organization. So, but we were pleased to see the 88% of those individuals, or 24, who participated. Moving onward, we were looking specifically at some of the things that of questions that we had. And the opening question was, beyond a school board member, I have access to an expertise. We want to know the knowledge level of the members who participated. And we're just going to glance at this for now, but I'm going to share some information regarding this particular result in the end. But I just want to point out that quite a few of our members have a great understanding of the legal or law enforcement aspect. A high number of our members, 44% of them, are either educators or retired or certified retired educators. We do have a number of members, at least 22% are in real estate and finance or in the service industry. One of the other things that we looked at was the high number of 50% that are stated that they have a great understanding of nonprofit and community service. We will come back to this information because there is something that I believe that can be other aspects that can be drawn from this information. Moving on forward, we want to know how likely would our members be in participating in sponsors events. We know that a number of organizations are sponsoring events virtually, but we wanted to know if the caucus took this on, how likely would they be to participate? And we noticed that for the virtual education summit, there was a number that said likely. It was a high number that people will be likely to participate in an education summit if we were not able to meet in person. When we looked at the possibilities of hosting quarterly virtual workshops, we saw that there was once again a high number on those individuals who will be likely to attend. We also do note the highly likelies as well. So we had more individuals who are more likely to do it than those who are not. When we looked at the monthly virtual meetings, we saw that the numbers decreased a little bit, and we saw that there was a high number that says, I am most likely not to attend them on a monthly basis. So if we were to take this information under consideration, we would probably state that we would fare well with virtual workshops. That's something that could be considered. Which topics motivate you to participate with the caucus virtual workshop? If we were to do them, we wanted to understand what is it that members are seeking. Are they seeking more information because of the COVID situation that we're now in? And we looked at agreed. But if you want to look at all of these areas all across, I would note that the highest one that says strongly agreed was onward with equity policy. So that is the area where we got the most highly agreed. And then when you look at agreed, the highest number for agreed would be under the accountability of superintendents, as well as, let's see, yes, other superintendents. But we can also look at, yes. So in this will tell us where the areas of our professional developments or our CE trainings would come from, whether or not we need to rely more on TASB, because when we're talking about governance and accountability, we know that these things are available to us through TASB. All righty, I want to go ahead and move quickly down just to talk about the topics that people would like to focus in on. In this area, this was kind of free flowing. It allowed the members to enter in specific topics. I will share that none of the topics were duplicate, which means that there were various thoughts that was happening throughout this process. Again, as we move further down to say what topics would the caucus like to focus on as it relates to governance. The one up top was what you would like to focus on as it relates to student outcomes, because we know that we have to, we are responsible for the student outcomes. So we would want to, pay attention to those items there. But when it comes to governance, we found once again that people were all over the place. There was no consistent duplication of any answers that was listed there. Moving into the area of what aspect the caucus are most useful or valuable on, we wanted to find out which areas are we doing very, very well in as far as for an organization. We noticed that our highest percentage came from networking opportunities. We saw that the next area was the professional developments. Members enjoy receiving them. And then the third area of 70% was member-to-member mentoring. This was pretty interesting because we have no formal mentoring opportunities or formal tools for mentoring, but the fact that members thought that they were being mentored will show us that we have some opportunities to develop that if we want to. And just going down to complete this, how likely are you to recommend others to join? We noticed that yes, there was a few or two that said highly unlikely, but for the most part, when we look at the numbers in general, they were likely or highly likely to recommend. So that says again that we're doing a pretty good job with those who did participate as to, getting with them and sharing a message of who we are. And the final area was about feedback on suggestions for improvement. You will be given an opportunity to download this or see a printed version if you like. But for now, I wanted to share this real quickly with you so that you can, the e-board could see this information and take it under consideration as we are planning for our board retreat. For more information, questions, or concerns regarding this recording, please feel free to reach out to me. Again, my name is Ann Williams, and I am your Texas Caucus Black School Board Member Secretary. Thank you.